Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to be playing with the two new palettes from Urban Decay. This is Urban Decay in collaboration with SMILEY, and I got sent both of these in PR, and I thought since I have some time I'd sit down and do my makeup and show you how these swatch, show you the quality, show you some looks, and let you know if these are worth picking up or not. And if you haven't been here before, do consider subscribing before you leave, because I do upload quite a lot of videos every week. And if this is your first time here, I am a huge fan of colorful, dramatic, and fun makeup, and I love playing it up, and I love just wearing makeup for the fun of it. So I really like the idea of collabing with something as SMILEY. I actually recently did a video with like full face of brands that kicked me off PR, and I mentioned Urban Decay, but they were like, bitch, hold my beer, and they sent me PR. Actually, I also got PR from Benefits, so I don't know what's going on. I love both of these brands, so I'm excited, but also slightly confused. This is the first palette. This one is called the Mucho Happy palette. This one has a pop of blue, but it is a little bit of a different, it's not necessarily the typical like warm neutrals with a pop of blue. This one has a pop of yellow and a pop of a blue as well. That matte yellow, we have to play with that one because I love colors and I love yellow. And I really like the two shimmery neutrals here as well, because one of them is more of a bronzy gold with lots of sparkles, and the other one is leaning very almost like a peachy bronze. And I will say, just as a initial like reaction of both of these palettes, because this is the Chill Happy palette, which is the one that's leaning a little bit more on the pinky berry side. This one has the same problem, I say that within quotation marks, as I think some of the Urban Decay palettes as of late, as of a lot, has, which is that there's no darker matte in here. Nothing to really build definition in the crease, nothing to create some drama with the mattes, and I am a matte girly, so for that reason I'm gonna do my best to create a look with this. But I also will say that even though I think that these palettes look really cute, I really wish that Urban Decay would try and do more approachable color stories. Maybe you feel differently. If this is your perfect color story, please let me know down in the comments, how do you feel about these color stories? Because even though I think these are cute, and if these are good quality, I can definitely see especially this one being a really good companion because I love a matte yellow. But overall, I think these are not as approachable as they could be. But that could also be me seeing this from my viewpoint. I know that these mini Naked palettes, because these are in the Naked line, I know that these originally cost like $30 to $33 or something, and I don't know if the price is going to be exactly the same when they're collaborating with SMILEY, but if I find them somewhere online, I will link them down below together with what I have on my face right now. But let's dive in. I don't want to keep this being I want to keep it short and snappy. Like Gator Angie just jumping in and doing some makeup looks. Let's start with the berry one. That's why I put on this shirt, which is one of my favorite shirts. And then we'll do one with the yellow and blue, and hopefully we'll like it. Because I do like the mattes, especially from Urban Decay. When they do them good, they do them really good. So let's see what this is. So since these are smaller, more approachable palettes, I want to do more easy, approachable looks, even though I want to keep it colorful. So I'm gonna do this in the crease, the one that is called Modern Mystic, and then I'm gonna do Fire on the lid, and then I'm gonna do this matte, it's called Pass. It could be a satin, but it looks matte here. I'm gonna do that in my inner corners. 3 shadows, and we are gonna do something fun, I hope. I'm hoping that this Modern Mystic, it picks up really beautiful. I have a fuzzy on my lip. I'm hoping this is the good Urban Decay matte formula. I'm using a slightly fluffy but still dense, like pinched brush, and I'm using this one to pack the color on, because since this is a lighter matte and I do not have a fair skin tone, I want to make sure that this one is showing up on me. And I will say that does look really nice. I'm just gonna blend the edge, like I said, making this easy, making this approachable. I do think that when you're, trying to sell a concept of a palette being an easy on the go palette, I kind of want to show you a little bit more easy on the go looks as well, which is not normally up my wheelhouse, but I will say I appreciate a look that's easy to do as long as it's colorful. That a lot of times when I'm out traveling, I will do just one matte look all over my lid, blend it into my crease, and that's like all I do. If you go to my vlog channel, you can see that look a lot when I'm out, especially when I'm traveling to like cities. I'm gonna do the same shadow under my eyes too, and just blend it out. So this is the shade Fire, and I am gonna spray it because I want it to be as opaque as possible on the lid. You can also use your finger if you want that, but I also don't want a lot of fallout. I chose this lip color just because of this Fire shade, because the Fire shade is the same kind of a shade as my lipstick, like a muted red, but of course this one is a shimmer, but that is so pretty. I'm gonna put this all over my lid, and then we're gonna blend them together. And when I'm working with a darker shimmer and a lighter matte, try to put the darker shimmer a little bit more into the crease. Don't stop on just the mobile lid. That's gonna make your eye seem smaller. Try to put the darker shimmer and blend it upwards and into the matte shadow so that you still get a little bit of depth and it doesn't make your eye look too small. So I'm just using this brush that I had the matte with, and I'm just blending these shadows together, and I think it's looking honestly really good. I mean, if it was my preference, of course I would be picking something darker matte, but in a pinch you definitely can make this work. I'm using the same Fire shade a little bit on my lower lash line, just in the outer corner. I'm just not gonna bring it all the way in, just in the outer corner, and then we're gonna do that matte beige shade. This one, the one that's called Pass. We're doing that one, and I'm just gonna, oh, that is really pretty. Is it a matte? I think it is a matte. We're gonna do that here. If you haven't been here before, you might not know my obsession about a matte inner corner. If you have not tried a matte inner corner yet, this is your friendly reminder that a matte inner corner is so pretty, so like awakening, so flattering. Definitely recommend it. I'd say try it. Okay, let me finish this look up, but honestly, I think it looks really good. The one thing that I don't like is that like my hood here is covering up a little bit of the shimmer and making the transition not as pretty as if I were to work with only mattes. But I mean, that's age. That's not Urban Decay's fault. Okay, so that is the first look with the Chill Happy palette. And of course I went with the red, which gave this super red look, and I went in monochromatic with the lippy. But again, I like colorful makeup, I like dramatic makeup, and for me, when I review makeup, it's often more of a how dramatic can it go? How close to my makeup style can this makeup item go? And I know there is a bunch of you out there that also like colorful things and that like at least every now and then to have something really dramatic on your eyes, and then it's really nice to know if a palette can or cannot go that direction. And you could see that both of these mattes were really nice quality. You could definitely just use any of these shimmers on your lid. I will say it is a little bit restricting for me that there is no matte darker shade in here, so when I reach for this palette the next time, I will most definitely match it with something that has a matte darker shade. But again, that is my personal preference, and I realize that my preference is not everyone's preference. But I like the makeup look. I think it looks really pretty. I did not have any problems with any quality with this palette, so take that for what it is. Let's get into the next one, which is the yellowy blue one. I really just need to dive into this yellow. It has to happen. It just is what it is, and it is called Smiley. I am gonna do, again, one of these like more pinched brushes, and with this, oh, I love that. With this yellow, I am gonna use this on the lid, in the crease, and under my eyes. I am just gonna do I'm gonna be one big happy smiley. Can you see the resemblance? And now I'm gonna use that blue as like a little bit of a liner detail, and maybe we'll do a little bit of this peach just on the lid in the beginning because I want to see how that one looks. But again, I want to keep it approachable, so we're doing the yellow and just all over. I'm packing it on and then I'm gonna blend the edge. This yellow shadow is incredible. I really like this yellow shadow. This is very much up my alley. I want to try this one. It's called Spritzer. It's like this little, it's like a peach, and I'm not packing this on. It's like a peach bronze. I just want to have a little bit of that here in the inner part. And again, trying to do effortless. I'm doing a thin layer just to get something here. I really think you can do a good look with just these two. But I'm gonna use the blue because I love blue and I want to show how you can do something with the blue and the yellow together. Because they're really hard to blend them together, especially when one is shimmer and one is a matte. So I'm gonna use a little detail brush like this one. This one is from Game Beauty. It's an E05. And I am gonna use the blue on this one. And wait, let me actually spray this so we can be super precise. When you spray a metallic, it becomes a little easier to work with because it becomes almost like a cream shadow until it dries down. So I am gonna do a liner. Nothing intense, just a little bit. And I'm gonna have to go in with more than one layer because as you can see, it does turn a little green, but maybe that's not the end of the world. So I wanna do one that meets up from the lower lash line. And I do have a very thin brush as well, just so that I can like do a little bit of a line. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. I'm just doing a little detail like this. Again, just with eyeshadow, but it just turns into something just a little different, a little fun. Right now it's looking almost a little green because of the yellow underneath. I'm gonna put on one more layer, but I'm gonna let this fully dry down because I've been spraying it. And then I'll put on one more layer, and I think that's basically gonna be it. I've done a little mascara, but I'm gonna use this like matte bone colored shadow again in my inner corners just to see if we can get this to be a little brighter because I really love that. I think the liners became even bigger with time, but I actually really enjoy this makeup look and I enjoy it together with the lippy. And I'm actually not wearing bronzer today, and I'm really liking how this makeup look is turning out. And actually my husband is at work right now. I'm filming this on Saturday. I don't know when this is going up because as soon as I'm done with this makeup look, I'm just gonna wait until my husband gets back and we are heading out. We're gonna visit this fun store. We're gonna have some lunch, and I am just so excited that this is the makeup look that I am gonna be wearing out and about. It's just very pretty. I lost one of the false lashes. I was holding it in my hand, I thought. Apparently I wasn't. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't holding it in my hand anymore. So if there's like a false lash floating around in my hair, I apologize. I don't know where it ended up, but I put in some other falsies instead. I love this look, and I love that I am going out on a little day date with my husband, having a little bit of fun out and about in Austin. I really like the quality of these palettes. I think that there's nothing wrong with the quality at all. The shimmers do need either a finger or a little spritz. They feel a little bit dry, but they're very nice and reflective, and they have nice sparkle to them. I do wish that they would make them a little bit more emollient in the future. And I also wish that, like, can somebody just make an intervention over at whoever is designing color stories at Urban Decay and just be like, just top one of these dark shimmers out and one darker matte. If you had done that, if this one would have had a dark, like warm brown, like a really dark cocoa brown, and if this one would have had a dark berry matte, like these could have been really actually all-inclusive palettes for me, but as it is right now, I did really like both of the looks, but next time I use them, I will use them together with something else. This yellow I will for sure be reaching for though, I can tell you that right now. But yeah, I don't have any info about what they're going to be costing or when they're available. When I find it, I will include it in the description box. I'm fairly sure that these are going to drop probably both at Sephora and Ulta, so I will leave some info in the description box in case you are interested. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again, well, either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow for a new video. Bye!